welcome to Behind the Songs again. This time I'm diving into my song For Now. If you don't know about my time in Jakarta, maybe start with the California Behind the Songs, or start with Googling Kina Grannis 100 Days in Jakarta, and then read the blog post that I wrote about the whole thing, because first you have to put your mind in that world that I was living in. I was in this bad way where we had no control over what was happening to us. There was zero certainty, a lot of fear, a lot of confusion, a lot of sadness. When you resist those emotions, it is very bad. I was there with my band, and they're like my family. I love them so much, and we all kind of dealt with it in our own ways. For me, it hit me in like waves of just deep sadness. Throughout the whole thing, we had some family and friends back home saying, you should be documenting this, you should take videos and, write music and create while you can. And that was so beyond me at that point. I was like, I can't even get out of bed. I can't possibly turn a camera on or try to write music. I was in survival mode, and those things, they didn't even feel like options. But then at some point, it dawned on us that we really might be here for a long time. Early on, we were told it might be 9 months before we even have the trial that decides if we go to jail or not. And those 9 months would be really rough, and then we could end up in jail. So I was thinking, I need to take better care of myself. If this is life, I need to start respecting this time and taking care of this time like it is my real life, not like my life is happening without me back home. And so I started doing a gratitude journal every day. So every day I would write maybe like 10 things that I was grateful for, and sometimes it just felt like I was making it up, like I didn't feel it, but I just went through the motions. So I did a gratitude journal. I was meditating every day, sometimes twice a day. I was exercising for at least an hour a day. I was just like, how do I take care of this vessel that I'm living in? Eating vegetables, meditating, exercising, reading inspiring content, doing gratitude journals, and I made it my full-time job to take care of myself. And it started working. So there was actually a part halfway through our time there, we were there for 100 days, where I felt so at peace with things. I actually felt how grateful I was to be there in the middle of all of this. I was like, okay, being really not okay. And in this little blip, I felt like maybe I'll pick up my guitar. And so I did. I wrote 2 songs when I was over there, and For Now was the first one. And I was alone in my hotel room. Jesse was downstairs with the band. All of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, a song. I remember this. I remember being really excited about it, and it felt so good, and it felt helpful to get emotion out of me. And at the same time, I was kind of hitting a wall, and I was like, I don't know what this song is about. I can't write it. I don't have it in me to write it. And so Jesse came up at one point. He's like, oh, you want to come to dinner? I was like, yeah, I'm writing a song, but I'll come to dinner. And he was like, wait, what? You're writing? You can't come to dinner. You don't get to come to dinner. And I was like, I want to come to dinner. And he was like, you have to stay. You can't leave your song. We have this thing where if a song starts, you cannot leave it until it's as complete as it can be in that moment. Because if you leave before it's done pouring out of you, you can lose it. So Jesse was like, you should stay. And I was kind of begging him, can you please write all of the lyrics to this song for me? And that's a crazy ask, because I never co-write. A few times in my life I've done this, but mostly, like 99.99% of my songs I've written alone. I really don't know how to write with other people, and it also weirds me out because I'm like, if this is my song, certainly you shouldn't have written the words. That doesn't make sense to me. So I never, ever have people involved in my songs. And in this moment, because I was so weak and so fragile, I was like, Jesse, can you please write all of the lyrics for me? Just make it a good song. And he was like, I won't. I can't. I'm sorry. It's yours. You have to do it. And I was like, and so he left, and I kind of kept trudging through it, and slowly the words started finding me, and it felt so good. Okay, so the chorus is, maybe it's enough that we've laid here, maybe it's enough that I've known inside my head, and maybe it's enough to know that we were here together and that we are the ones for now. what this song is about for me, it's about a lot of things. One of which was the thing that I really learned in my time in Jakarta, which was when everything is stripped away, things get put into perspective so clearly. And all the things that used to stupidly matter just didn't matter at all. It was like I woke up and that's amazing, and I'm still breathing and that's amazing, and I have hands, and maybe I can't be with my family, but they're back home, and I have people that I love. Everything was stripped away, and it was so clear that I had everything. Like I had all the most beautiful things. I was getting to experience life, and I was getting to experience emotions, and I was experiencing love and pain, and like all of that is beautiful. And I felt really grateful just to get to be part of this whole human experience. It's a lot about gratitude, and it's about how cool it is to be here in this moment with everyone else that's here in this moment, which takes me to the last question for this song. The music video for Now was compiled from a bunch of footage from my In the Waiting tour. It's kind of intense. I do some crying in it. This tour was really intense for me. It was my first tour since Jakarta, so I think I had a lot of trauma living in me, and that made it scary. I was struggling with a lot of things. Why I wanted to make the song about life on the road is because part of this song is about how crazy it is. Human history has been so vast. We're in like this tiny little part, and it's been huge. And if you're hearing this, well, I guess not sure. You could be hearing this in the future when I'm long gone. But let's assume you're listening right now. We get to exist on the planet at the same exact time, in this tiny little blip that so many people never knew, so many other people in the future are never going to know, and we get to be in it together, and we get to have our lives cross, and we get to inspire each other and connect and share our struggles and share our stories. And I feel so grateful for that, and so grateful for all the people that have come through my life. And I feel that so viscerally when I am on tour, because I look out every night. I spend most of my life behind a computer, like right now. But on tour, there are all these real people from all over the world that are coming and sharing an evening with me, just sitting in a room with me. And we're all feeling all these feelings together and thinking about these things together. And to take it a step further, all these people, yourself included, are the reason why I get to do what I love every day, or the reason why I get to keep making music. And so it's like even more gratitude for getting to be here with these people right now. Every night I would play this song and look out on stage and see all these people and just be like, this is amazing. We don't get to be here very long. And I'm so grateful that in my little blip here, I got to interact with all of you. If you're listening, and I know probably that's like 3 people because these videos are very long, but if you're listening, that's so cool. Our lives are like this. And that's really important to me. So thank you guys for listening. I think with that, I will wrap it up on this song. You can go listen to these songs. You can go listen to For Now, wherever you listen to music. That is it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you very soon with another Behind the Songs. Okay, bye.